About 40 years ago, when I was a much younger man working in the restaurant business in Southern California, I started to become very friendly with some of the staff at the hotel that I worked at, many of whom were illegal aliens, mostly from Mexico. As I got to be friends with them, I found out that a lot of them wanted to learn English, and a lot of them were also having a hard time getting through their normal day-to-day existence in this country, especially as illegal aliens. Um, they were having trouble with things like getting a phone hooked up at their places, getting their cable TV turned on and whatnot. I decided to help them because I was becoming friendly with them. They started teaching me some Spanish. I started teaching them some English. I got very excited when I found out how happy it made them and how happy it made me. So I decided maybe I was cut out to be a teacher. So let's fast forward to about 16 years ago here in Delaware. I was working as a mailman for the post office and came across an organization called the Literacy Volunteers Serving Adults. I'd always done volunteer work, packing food at the food bank and things like that. I decided I'd like to use my brain, and so I got involved in this. I took many, many hours of training how to teach English, how to tutor it actually, and pretty soon they gave me a student and I was on my way to being a teacher. My first student, I started with one guy from Mexico. He stayed with me for a couple of years and eventually took the citizenship and became a United States citizen, which made him very proud and made me very proud that I had helped him do this. Eventually, after doing this for years and years, the organization I volunteer for asked if I would be interested in taking on more than one student. So I said, sure. So I tried two, and that became three and four, and at one point a while back I had 11 or 12 at a time. Now I have a pretty steady group that goes between 5 and 9 people, including various of their children. And it gives me so much satisfaction to do this. It's very important. People don't give enough thought to how hard it is for immigrants in this country, whether they be illegal or legal, to get along. A lot of them are very fearful and they're afraid they're going to look stupid or silly or be embarrassed because of their lack of language skills. And so it just makes me feel so good to be able to help these people learn how to do simple things like schedule a doctor's appointment, go to a teacher-student meeting with their children, and understand it, to be able to help their kids with their homework. Sometimes we even do that in class, helping their kids with the homework. And it's just something that has always made me feel so great that I couldn't imagine not doing this. I recently retired from my job, and people asked me, what am I going to do when I'm finished? And I said, one thing I want to do is I want to do a lot more teaching. So I hope to keep doing it as long as I can talk and walk. And I hope at one time, I hope in the future to be the oldest living English teacher in the United States. That's my dream.